Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's your girl Miss Tiff Dance, and welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my channel is a place for career-minded individuals and entrepreneurs and parents can dance through life, and dance stands for dealing and navigating choices effectively. Okay, topic today. Don't be cheap, people. It does not pay to be cheap. Sometimes I've learned you have to pay for convenience, okay? Pay for a peace of mind, and it is so worth it. It is so rewarding. Long story made short, I've been trying to get my house painted for 2 years now, right? And it wasn't because I couldn't afford it. It wasn't because you know, I didn't have an idea of a color or anything. It was because I was just putting it off. So that's my fault. But on my vision board, I said I'm going to be making some home improvements, and those home improvements include, you know, getting my home together with a paint job. I got the color Visionary Green, right? And I felt like really feeling the cover. I felt like I'm going somewhere with this paint color. You know, it's going to take me places. I could already see the vision already once the paint was on the wall. So what happened was I got referred from a daycare that I was affiliated with, did some business with. They gave me the number to their painter because I asked around, do you know a painter? Do you know the painter? Do you know a painter? No one really knew one. They said they did. Now, his name is Juan. Juan's an a-hole, okay? You know why? Because he came to my house. He came to assess what he did. He gave me a price, right? $500. Okay, so $500 to do my living room, $500 to do my kitchen, and that was it. You know, he said that's the best that he's going to give me. I said, it's a little up there, and I heard people say, oh, I wouldn't pay $500 for that. You know, you could do it yourself and da-da-da-da. Listen, well, guess what? I talk on YouTube and tell business and give advice and embarrass myself and things like that. So I don't paint, you know. I deal with logistics and trucking and things like that. I don't paint. I'm an educator. I don't paint. So if somebody's going to do it, I'm going to leave it to the professionals, okay? So even though it's a little pricey, I said, you know what, maybe you have to pay a little bit more for something really good. I said, I'm gonna give him a shot. This was back in November. Yes, I was dragging my feet. There's other things that had to come up. You know, money doesn't grow on trees. You know, I just have to, things come in due time, mind you. Flash forward to calling Juan again. You know, I called him. He seemed a little bit unavailable. I called him February. I said, hey, are we going to be able to do this date? He doesn't speak too much English, you know, but Juan said that he was going to be able to do it like back in March. Yeah, like late March. And then I followed up with him. I booked him in February for late March because he was so busy and back-to-back busy. He quoted me the price of $500. I called him and I said, hey, are we still good, you know, on Monday, right? And he's supposed to come paint for me on Saturday. He said everything was still good, you know, his little accent or whatever. I'm not here to imitate because I don't have an accent. But I called him on Thursday. No, Friday. The day before he was supposed to come do my paint job. And I was like, hey, Juan. I was like, everything's still good. He was like, yes, $800. I said, you told me it was $500. So did the price of paint go up $300 in a matter of a few months? Do you think you're worth $300 more than, you know, a few months ago? Like, why is it $300 more? You know what you quoted me. He was like, he was like, well, I'm dealing with Miss Pam or whatever. I'm dealing with her for a long time. I said, but you lied to me. You told me the paint job was going to cost $500, all right? And I want it for $500. So he said, oh no, I cannot do, sorry. I said, so you want to tell me, as I'm looking forward to this, been wanting this for so long, and you're going to tell me the day before that you're not going to do my paint job for $500? He says, no, I cannot do. Juan then immediately got cussed out. I told him where he can go with a sombrero, whatever. I didn't care. Juan Valdez. I didn't care what I said. I was like, you're a B. He done learned a few cuss words a day in English, you know, because I don't do that. One thing about me is I'm a woman of my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And it's just the simple fact that he told me it was going to be a certain price. Now, did I have money to pay the $800? Yes, I did. I didn't want to, you know, being a little cheap. But I'm like, all right, you know what? F you. And I was in the middle of Whole Foods, you know, with a shopping cart. I was waiting on some food from one of the little places to eat, eateries. I was trying not to be loud. I was trying to be discreet and professional. Everybody was looking at me. I walked out without my drink. You know, by the time I started cussing him out and walking off, and then, you know, some lady said, oh, ma'am, you forgot your drink. And I'm like, oh, so embarrassed. So embarrassed. I had to show that ugly side of me because I don't have too many ugly sides. And that one I did have to show at that moment, because I just felt so disappointed, and I hate being disappointed because I'm a person who comes through. Anybody who knows me knows that when I do something or say something, my word is my bond, and I mean it. It's like, it's going to take a lot for me not to do as I say. So anyway, I was calling around. I had one of the contractors who come work on my house. I was like, do you know anybody who does painting? Because I'm interested in getting my house paint. And so, oh, I know somebody's cousin did it. Okay, somebody's cousin. I talked to somebody's cousin, right? Cousin said he don't really do painting anymore, but he can refer me to somebody. So he said he would come and spackle. And this other person would. It's a female, whatever. Really nice girl. I really liked her. I was like, okay, you know, female painters, you know, I'll support, you know, women businesses. I'm a woman business. I get it. So, long story made short, she was very nice. You know, she had to do it during work hours. I wanted it to be a Saturday, but she had to start on the day before I was going on my Orlando trip. And this was early April, right? Then she couldn't come back for a week later after I was done with my trip, and had, you know, like, told her to come back on a Tuesday. So it was like a Saturday she came. No. She came on a Wednesday, and then she came on a Tuesday. So, yeah. And I thought she did an amazing job, whatever, because it's better than what I can do. All right. You know, I'm no Picasso. So if you are a Van Gogh, Michelangelo, Donatello, whatever, you can paint the walls, then I'm all for it. I don't know good job from bad job. All I know is my house looked a lot different. The paint color was beautiful, visionary. I loved it. And it was my favorite color, green, you know. And I was happy. I was excited. I got one of my TVs mounted yesterday. And I had asked this person, my TV mounter, you know, or, you know, did you know of a person who did paint? And he was kind of toying with the idea of doing it himself, but he said he might know somebody, but I didn't have time for it. He came over, looked at it, and says, is this the paint job that you got done? How much did you pay for this? I said, the girl charged me $700. He was like, $700? Good Lord, that's a lot of money. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. He was like, look at this, look at this, look at this. And then I started really looking at it, because I have been so busy, you guys. I have not had a chance to really look and thoroughly examine the job. All I know is she reorganized the room, the living room. It looked good. I was like, dang, she's a good organizer too. Just give it the ambiance when I walk in the home to give it that feel. And the paint looked beautiful in the living room, but he made me feel horrible about the decision. And I'm like, dag, maybe Juan wasn't so bad, and I should have paid the extra $100 to have him paint my house because being cheap did not help me. He said she clearly did not know how to paint. She showed me pictures and everything. You know, I was very impressed at her artistry, but I don't know, I guess maybe she didn't lay the foundation correctly or do some things that he thought that, you know, should have been done in his personal, professional opinion. And, you know, outside opinion looking in, you know, just happening to stop by and do a job for me. So I was like, dang, I started to feel bad. I was like, maybe I should contact her and tell her like, hey, you know, can you fix this? He was like, I know I would. And so, you know how people just like encourage you to feel bad or like kind of promote you and, you know, make you feel like, oh, you done messed up or blame that person. You should go get her and, you know, you should do this and cuss them out. You know, I just felt like pressured. I was like, dang, why was I being cheap? If I'd have spent that extra $100, I would have had a nice, beautiful paint job. I would have had everything smoothed out. Even though it doesn't look horribly bad, but I don't want to go for not horribly. I want to go for all that. Bomb. Everything is sweet. It looks professional. Good. You know what I mean? So, boy, oh, do I owe Juan an apology. Because, you know, though he shouldn't have changed his price, I feel like I would have made better if I'd have just stuck with him. Also, I made the mistake of getting down to my last 2 payments of my car note. I don't know why. I was tripping. I ain't gonna even hold you. And it got on my credit report. Did I have the money? Yes. Did I want to spend it for other things? Yes. I just don't know why I did that. Sometimes I just procrastinate. I've got to get out that habit. Long story made short, put it on my credit report, and here I am trying to bargain with them to take it off. Why? Because I was being cheap. Okay, another cheap moment. I am not cheap. I buy good gifts for my friends, family. Just had nice powwow from my dad. My son, I do it big. I just took him to Disneyland. So I'm not cheap. I just do things sometimes that I procrastinate for whatever the reason is. So don't be like me. Pay the money and, you know, learn from Tiffany. That's all I can say. Till next time, over and